I really enjoyed this movie. Um, I'd seen a clip of it like not too long after it came out because people loved posting the opening scene on TikTok for a while. And the opening scene is pretty good, so I understand that. Um, Personally, I wasn't a big fan of really any of the kills. They were all fine, solid kills, but maybe I'm just desensitized to horror at this point because I was just like, oh, these kills are all right. There's one where this guy's head blows up that was pretty good, but that was it to me. Um, so the opening scene is this abusive stepfather, both physically and mentally. You know, he's insulting this child and shit, calling him a baby and said he's gonna feed him like a baby if he wants to act like a baby, and putting his hands on him. And the mom doesn't do anything. In fact, she just goes to the other room, which is just really shitty. It doesn't make her a bad person, but yeah, she's just letting this abuse happen. Um, then Mr. Crocket appears, this guy from a cartoon that comforts children and says that he will always be there because a friend like me is a friend like we. Um, that song is really good. It definitely gets stuck in your head, like a lot of kid show songs. I haven't watched The Little Einstein since I was a kid, and I still remember that theme song. Never even looked it up online, and I still remember that shit all these years later. It, Sometimes I'll randomly start singing it, but that's besides the point. You know, he kills the dad by cutting his stomach open and shoving a bunch of stuff in. Um, it just didn't bother me. Like, honestly, I thought I've been used to horror movies for a long time now, but man, I just didn't feel anything. So I think it's more a testament to me than it is the horror movie itself, though. Um, the next character isn't the greatest person either. We get this dad that screams at his child and tells her to leave him alone and stay in her room until he opens the door because he's a druggie and he doesn't want her to see him doing all these different types of drugs. I recognize the actor, but I didn't look him up, so I probably know this actor from something. Um, he ends up getting killed by Mr. Crocket, and he pulls a gun on Mr. Crocket. Mr. Crocket turns it into like bubbles and shoots in his mouth, and he is the character I was talking about, where his head explodes. Um, Mr. Crocket also kills a dad or something off screen. We see like their body ripped apart and shit, and they were like killed before we had saw them, but we see their body. Honestly, I do enjoy this movie, but I think it would have been a better movie if we just followed this dude killing bad parents throughout. But instead, we followed this mom who is struggling with the fact that her husband recently passed away and she has a disobedient child that is obviously, struggling with um, depression, obviously, because of his dad dying. And, you can sympathize with him, but at the same time, the dude's a little shit. Like, I can understand him running around and being an asshole and having outbursts and yelling at his mom. Like, I had did that when I was younger because my dad had took off. But him going out of his way to break family pictures is just something else. Like, he breaks a picture of his dead dad, and then he breaks one of his dead dad's trophies. Like, that is over the top. Like, everybody deals with grief differently, but man, I did not like the kid after that. I didn't hate him or didn't want the mom to find him or anything like that, but I was like, man, that kid's a little shit. Mr. Crockett ends up kidnapping him, and he just kind of says, "Bye, mom." I guess he might be under Mr. Crockett's spell. Um, we learned that Mr. Crockett's like all those creatures we saw on the TV show are more demonic looking in his world. It's just like a way to lure in children is that they look more innocent. And we have this other character. I don't remember what his name is, so I'm just gonna call him Anthony because that's what his name actually is. He's this plot twist character where the reason the original Mr. Crockett died was he was this kid with a really bad abusive dad, and he wanted to take care of other kids, and that's why he got into kids entertainment. Well, one day there's this child in the audience that you know uh looks sad, so he decides to take that kid home with him. But that's obviously kidnapping. Even if the child's fine with it, that's kidnapping. That's not okay. The police end up showing up there and killing Mr. Crockett. And Mr. Crockett kills some of the cops. Well, I guess Anthony has been looking for Mr. Crockett for years, even though he watched Crockett die. It's weird. So it's revealed that, the guy that has been helping the main character throughout the movie is Mr. Crockett's, kid that he originally took in. He's obviously a parallel too with the fact that Mr. Crockett tells him he's a crazy old man that's done nothing with his life, and that's basically what Mr. Crockett is. Like, he's just telling Anthony what Mr. Crockett is. And then he just lets Anthony die. Like, this was a child that looked up to him. So even though I didn't like Anthony because he was literally about to murder the main character just to cover for Mr. Crockett, even though they were in Mr. Crockett's world, which is weird. Like, he's about to fucking shoot her in the face point blank just because he wants to spend time with Mr. Crockett or some shit. It's very weird. But I did feel bad for him because, like, he had made this fucked up relationship somewhat like Stockholm Syndrome with Mr. Crockett. And he spends all this time trying to find Mr. Crockett, and Mr. Crockett just rejects him. So even though I didn't really care for Anthony, he was a bland character, I do feel bad for him. And, he gets killed. They fight off Mr. Crockett, and everything seems well at the end of the movie. Till we find out that the other kids have been scared of the main character's kid because he has been physically attacking other people and telling them that Mr. Crockett's going to get him coming out the TV. So it's revealed that Mr. Crockett is at least somewhat alive because the main character's kid still has the crayon that Mr. Crockett uses to go into the real world. I think it's a pretty good movie. I really enjoyed it. It's on Hulu, as you can see on the poster, and it's a pretty good movie.